everybody. Let's go and start with a strap, standing. Let's place the strap above your knees. All right. Once you're there, we're going to stand hip width apart, hands to your hips. And I want us to move from side to side, but I want you to be mindful that you're not going to collapse through your spine. So let's imagine this long linear movement reaching to one side. You're going to zip up through your core, find your balance, and press your strap out. So move slowly here as your body gets used to movement, taking a breath in, shift your weight to the right, zip up through your core, stay long, press out. If you need to hold on to a roller in front of you or a chair, that's totally possible. Use that connection with your breath and your core to stabilize your hips, your waist, and your balance. Growing taller and longer through your bones. Exhale, press it out. And come back. Inhale, shift over. Exhale, press it out. And come back. Now continuing for about 4 more. Not allowing the change of movement to change your hips or your spine. Last one over. All right, be back in. Now we're going to walk your feet closer together, bring your arms down by your sides, and we're going to reach your arms up in front of you as you exhale with one leg up. And bring it down, and exhale other leg. Zip up through your core. Bring it down, zip up. Again, use something if you need to for balance. And remember, as you move your leg, your core needs to happen first. Last 4. When you lift one leg, stay long, stay tall, don't collapse. One more. Okay. Take your feet back to that wider position. Take your hands in front of your chest. They can be in any position, whatever feels natural to you. You can also have a roller. So we're going to drop down into this position here. And we're going to take one leg and reach it out. So you're going to have to shift your weight just a little bit and reach. Bring it back in, shift a little bit, strong core, reach. So as we go from side to side, just like before, you're trying not to shorten and collapse and really drop into that hip. So strong core. Last few here. Two more. Keep a neutral spine, so I don't want you rounding or tucking your spine. Last one. And then we're almost done here. We're going to move with it. So we're going to walk and walk to one side of the mat and then the other side. Try to think about keeping your weight behind your heels. Try not to let your hips and spine change shapes, change positions. Use your breath. And other direction. We have 2 more to go from one side to the other. Stay bent through your knees. And last time, going down the mat. Right, we're going to stand up. You're going to slip off your strap. We're going to go ahead and come down onto the floor. And you're going to grab your ring. If you don't have a ring, but you have a ball, go ahead and place the ball between your knees. It'll work just as well. We're going to come all the way down, placing the ring between your knees, all the way down onto the floor, so your back is nice and neutral, long, heavy tailbone, a little bit of a space with your lower back. Let's try to maintain that neutral spine as you engage your core, settle your ribs, and squeeze into your ring or ball. Inhale to release. So the opposite muscles that we were just using those outer hips. Let's take it in now, using your core first and your inner thighs. Sometimes feedback helps. So you're welcome to take your hands on those lower ribs. And as you exhale, engage your core, I want you to feel your ribs settle and soften as you squeeze the ring. If you feel like your ribs stick up or aren't allowed to soften, then I really want you to work on that. So not overstressing that middle spine, allowing your ribs to fall back without over curling your chest. Those are really important pieces of your back health and your core health. So let's do 4 more here. You start low in your core, you zip up to your ribs, you draw those ribs in and down. 3 more. And 2 more. Make sure the back and lower ribs are on the floor the whole time. 1 more. Holding this neck squeeze. Feeling your core wrapping your waist. Let's pulse your knees for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 2, hold your squeeze. Have your core engaged. 5, 4. Lower back is relaxed, tailbone is heavy. 2, 1, and release that squeeze. Let's grab your ring. Again, if you don't have a ring, you don't need anything in your hands. You can just bring your hands to the ceiling. Let's bring your arms back behind you. Breathe in. Exhale, arms to ceiling. Nod your chin. Peel your spine off the floor. Exhaling. Now, if you have a ring, I'd like you to hook it between your feet and scoop your belly as you round over. If you don't have a ring, just reach those hands towards your feet, towards your calves. Let's take a breath in, unhook, grow tall, breathe in, and round back, exhale. Nice and slow. Inhale, reach back. If you need to bend your knees for support here, you can. Exhale, arms to ceiling, nod your chin, rounding up. Over your hips, grow tall, breathe in, and exhale, hook through that ring, or reach through the arms, scoop through your belly, rounding forward. Keep going into 2 more, unhooking the ring, growing tall, breathe in. Exhale, slowly roll down, drawing through your core, reaching your arms back. Exhale, arms to ceiling, nod your chin, blowing your breath. Feel your spine, stack tall, breathe in, scoop your belly and reach forward. Unhooking, lifting tall, last one, breathe in, rounding back, exhale. Inhale, reach back, and exhale, arms to ceiling, nod your chin, rolling up. Stacking tall, hooking, and scooping your belly around forward. All right, let's unhook. Take your ring aside, grab a hold of your ball, and let's take it behind your back, right in the middle. Taking your hands behind your head, I want your elbows to come forward, soften those shoulders. Tailbone is heavy here. Let's go and take a breath in just to open your knees. Zip up your core and close. 2 more times. Breathe in, zip up your core and close. 1 more. All right, adding the chest. Inhale, bring your chest back, open your knees, Zip up your chest, your core, close your knees, lift your chest. Inhale, open, reach back, keep your chin tucked. Exhale, blow it out, lift it up, close. So let's do 4 more. And as you're lifting up, try to grow a little taller to the crown of your ceiling. Remove your crown, and then reach it back, breathing in. Exhale. 2 more. Long movements. 4 more. Stay really high here, just come halfway back and right back up. Keep this movement right in those ribs. So as you were on the floor, with your ribs on the floor, now I want you to think about the ribs going deep into the ball as you lift up. Chest and neck and head are reaching tall as your ribs are reaching back. 4 more. 3. Relax those shoulders, let those elbows fall forward. 1 more, let's stay at the top. Take a breath in at the top and exhale, lift your right leg. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, left leg. Relax through the upper body. Zip up through the lower body to lift your leg. Okay, let's add the upper body. We breathe in to prepare bringing your chest back. Exhale, lift your chest and lift your right leg. Inhale, bring it down. And exhale, lift it up. Continue alternating. Using that exhale a little bit before you lift. 4 more. And last 2. And last 1. All right, leg comes down. Keep your chest lifted, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the left. Reach your right hand to your knee and your left hand to the floor. And come back to center, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right, reach to your left knee, right hand to the floor, and come back in. Inhale. Exhale, twist left, reach, back to center, and twist to the right. I want you to actively feel that your waist is drawing deep and in, more narrow as you rotate. You're staying soft through the shoulders and the chest and the neck. Okay. Almost there after this one, we have 2 more. Keeping both hips down, rotating through the spine, not the hips, not the legs. Last one. Coming back to the center, we're going to rotate over to the left. Keep your hands behind your head. Hold there, breathe in, and exhale, lift your left leg. Inhale, lower it down. Now lift your right leg, exhale. Lower it down, exhale, lift your left. And right, staying twisted, stay equally balanced in your hips. Two more. Think about your right obliques here. Last one. Breathe in, center, twist over to the right, exhale. Hold, breathe in, exhale, lift your right leg. And exhale, lift your left. So because you're twisting to the right, think about your left obliques working. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. Let's come back to the center, grab behind your legs, Help yourself up from the ball, and let's grab your strap. Place it above your knees. We're gonna lower all the way down. Bringing your feet closer to your body, bringing your arms down by your sides, and have your feet about sit bone width apart. Breathing in to prepare, I'd like you to start by curling your pelvis. So curl your tailbone to the ceiling, zipping and lifting through those lower abdominals, and then peel your spine bone by bone from the floor. So we're rounding your hips up towards the ceiling. At the top, I want you to try to lengthen, so unround, but don't arch the back. Stay soft in those ribs. And on your exhale, you're gonna soften and curl the upper body down. So think of ribs to the floor first, pulling your abdominals to draw your belly button to your spine, your middle spine to the floor, then all the way to your sacrum. So going bone by bone, inch by inch. At the bottom, breathe in, untuck, and then exhale to curl. Press into your feet as you engage through the core, and you peel bone by bone up, reaching your knees over your toes. Breathe in at the top, and exhale, round through the upper spine first. So this is your opportunity to once again anchor those ribs down onto the floor without curling your shoulders forward. So play around with that. Inhale, release. We have 2 more. Exhale, we start through your core to curl through the pelvis. Feel bone by bone, lifting up at the very top. Take a breath in and use your anchoring of your ribs, but still growing tall and long through your spine so don't collapse forward in the shoulders. Bone by bone, you're coming down. We have 1 more. Now let's hold here at the next top one here and take your arms up towards the ceiling. I want you to lower just your tailbone. So now we're going into a neutral flat spine, and exhale, press it back up. Now notice there's a point where your body wants to stop. I want you to squeeze your glutes to go just a little bit higher without arching the back. And then lower your tailbone back down, breathe in. Press into your heels, hug into your waist, press your hips up. At that point where your body naturally stops, squeeze those glutes and press a little higher through the hips and lower back down. So we're gonna go ahead and do 6 more. Relax at the way down on the bottom. Exhale, press into your feet, engage through your core. And at the top, squeeze through those glutes a little deeper to press up and lower down. Constantly lengthening your spine, hips to calves, hips to feet. Reach those knees over your toes. Reach your hips back down. So all about length here. Try not to compress your spine. Three more. Okay, last 2, and we're going to stay lifted. One more. Arms are reaching to the ceiling. We're going to stay lifted where you feel comfortable, where you feel like your glutes are engaged, and you're going to breathe in. Exhale, press your knees out, hug through your waist, and inhale, bring your knees back in. Exhale, press it out. So try to find that neutral spine as if you were standing. This is how your spine will be shaped, as opposed to really rounding and tucking. I want you to find that lengthened, natural curvature and move from that position. Hug from your waist and press it out. If your hips are too high, you might feel this in the back more than anything, so lower those hips down if you need to. We'll do about 3 more. 2. Moving from those lower waist muscles, last one. And bring those knees back in and lower your hips down. We'll take your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. And we're going to take off your strap. All right, grab a hold of your ball. Place your ball underneath your hips. Grab a hold of your ring if you have it, if not, just arms to ceiling. And let's take one leg at a time up to a tabletop. Make sure that ball is in a comfortable spot. It supports your body, but it challenges your core. So the closer the ball is to your spine, the harder it is for your core to stay engaged. All right, so let's take a breath in, prepare, and let's exhale, bring your arms back. As you do that, I want you to focus on pulling your ribs down and into the floor beneath you, and then inhale your arms back. 2 more times. Exhale, arms reach back, your ribs settle down. Inhale, return, 1 more. And let's make that smaller if you feel your ribs popping off the floor. So control that for your abilities. Now adding the legs, you're going to exhale, anchor your core and ribs, bring your ring back and bring one leg to the floor, reaching your heel onto the floor. Inhale, return, and switch. Exhale. See how you can do this without changing the shape of your body, or your spine more importantly. So move from that stability. Try not to arch the back or pop the ribs. Legs are weightless, arms are weightless. All right, changing it up, we're going to extend your right leg out, bring your ring back. Return, switching sides. Think about your exhale and your core before the movement and during. Release and relax on the in-turn, the return. Exhale. 4 more. Two more. All right, the last exercise is to keep your knees over your hips, but drop your feet towards your bum. Take a breath in and exhale, bring your ring back, reach your toes to the floor, keep your feet close to your bum, and return back up. Ribs need to anchor, exhale, zip through your core, reach your ring back, reach your toes down. Return. 4 more. And breathe. 2. And 1. All right. Go ahead and place your ring aside. Take your feet down. Lift your hips, take your ball out. And let's keep the ball, take it between your knees, but turn onto your side. Your legs are going to stay bent for this first part. Your bottom waist is lifted. And I want you to think about squeezing your knees together as you hug and engage through your waist. Then release the squeeze. So bottom knee squeezes up, top knee squeezes down, waist engages. Release. So I want you to imagine that zipper is connected at your pubic bone. As you start to exhale, you're going to zip those muscles tighter up and back and around your waist, all the way to your ribs, and release. If you were to put your hand under your waist, you should feel a space. We have 4 more. From your core, we squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to add the top leg to this. So releasing the squeeze, you're going to exhale, engage your core, squeeze the ball, and your top foot rotates up towards the ceiling. Keep your hips stacked, lower your foot, release the squeeze. So engage your core, squeeze the ball, rotate your top foot to the ceiling, lower it down, and release. Exhale from your core, squeeze, keep it squeezing, rotate that top foot up, bring it down, and release. 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1. All right. Use your hands, help yourself up, stay on this side, bring your bottom arm underneath you. Keeping the ball here, your top hand can either come to the floor for stability or onto your waist. We're going to be lifting the hips off, so if you have a bad shoulder, maybe sit this one out and just keep squeezing the ball, or go ahead and stretch. So we're going to take a breath in, zip up through your core, squeeze into the ball, lift your hips towards the ceiling, lower your hips, release the squeeze. Make sure this bottom elbow is a little bit more underneath your shoulder than as opposed to going out. And then those back armpit muscles, your lat muscles, really important for shoulder stability. So think about pulling your armpit down to your bottom waist and lifting up towards the ceiling out of your shoulder. So again, we're gonna breathe in, exhale, squeeze through your core, squeeze through the ball, lift through your hips, lower through your hips, release the squeeze, breathe in. Exhale, strong core, squeeze the ball. You're welcome to lift your top arm for a little bit more challenge. Lower the hips and breathe in. 4 more. We engage through your core, squeeze the ball, lift your hips. Reach your top arm, lower the hips and prepare. Breathe in. Exhale, hug, squeeze, press it up. Lower down, breathe in. Exhale. Staying here at the top, we're going to release the squeeze and squeeze for 8. If this is too much on your shoulder, come down 7. Exhale, strong waist, 6, 5, 4, 3. Bottom waist is working to lift you up. 2 more. Last one. Lower your hips. Take your ball out, come to a zigzag. Take your hand to the floor next to your shin and stretch up. Let's switch sides. Come all the way up. Grab a hold of your ball, place it between your knees, and let's lay it all the way down, supporting your head with your bottom arm. Hips and shoulders are stacked. Bottom waist is lifted. Really exaggerate that bottom rib cage. That's going to help build that stability. And we're going to start by zipping through your core, squeezing into the ball, and release. Almost imagine as you engage your core and squeeze the ball, your shirt and your pants get a little looser. We're deepening those muscles 360 degrees around your bones. Release and exhale. Six more. Bottom waist is lifted. Feel your core working before you finish squeezing. 4 more. Last 2. And last one. We're going to add your top leg moving through this. So go ahead and zip up through your core, squeeze into the ball, rotate that top foot up. Bring it down, release the squeeze. So zipper zips from pubic bone to ribs, lifts up your bottom waist, you squeeze the ball and rotate your top foot. 6 more. If you need to have your hand on your top hip, just to remind yourself not to roll forward as your foot lifts, that's totally acceptable. Last 4, squeeze, hug, and rotate. Squeeze, hug, rotate. Last 2. And 1 more. All right, we're going to use your hands. Help yourself into that supported position with your elbow under your shoulder. Take your hand to your top hand to the floor. Breathe in. We're going to exhale, zip, squeeze the ball, lift your hips, and reach that top arm. Lower down, breathe in, reset. Exhale, zip and squeeze. Lift and reach. Inhale and control down. Exhale from your core, we stabilize and then we lift. Make sure your hips aren't twisting, your shoulders aren't twisting. Exhale, squeeze and lift. All right, last one, holding at the top. We're going to release the squeeze and exhale, squeeze for 8. Stay lifted out of that shoulder. Think of armpit to back pocket, 7. Exhale, 6. Bottom waist is working the hardest here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that hip. Take your ball out, go to a zigzag, hand to floor, next to your shin, and reach up and over 4 deep breaths. Slowly come out, grab a hold of your ball, take it behind your back, a little higher than you're used to. We're going to take your hands behind your head, and then we're going to lift your legs up to a tabletop. So that's why I want your ball a little higher. Readjust if you need to. Now take a peek at your belly. I want your ribs to be rounding into the ball. I want your knees over your hips. And I want you to engage those lower abdominals. So zip up that zipper. Now staying in this position without arching the back, we're going to exhale, lower your right heel. Inhale, bring it back up. Stay lifted and relaxed in those shoulders. Exhale, lower your left heel. Inhale, return it up. And continue. Exhale, right heel. And left. We have 4 more. Right heel. And left. And left. One more. Left heel. All right, bring those knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug, take a break. And when you're ready, we'll go back to a laying tabletop position, hands behind head, elbows are forward. Now breathing in, prepare, we're going to extend your right leg and right arm. Back in, take a breath in, switching sides. Anchor through your core, anchor through your ribs. Extend left leg and left arm. And return. Exhale, right side. Remember, when your leg and arm extends, don't let your belly pooch or your ribs arch. 4 more. Two more. And last one. Coming back in, hug those knees. We have one more exercise in this position. Take a good break, couple breaths. Right. Adding a little bit of a twist to this, legs to tabletop, hands behind head. I want us to go ahead and drop your right heel. And as you do that, you're going to rotate away from it. So right heel drops, rotate right elbow to left knee. Back to center.